Hi guys, welcome to my second video on my YouTube channel. My name is Emily. If you don't know me, if you are new here, I recently started budgeting and I decided to just track my journey on YouTube and hopefully be able to inspire others to actually look at their finances a little bit more and start budgeting. So I got a lot of my inspiration from Baddies and Budgets, the Budget Mom, Jordan Budgets, all those budgeting channels. I really love watching their videos. So I was really inspired by them to actually start budgeting. I want to put a little disclaimer on here. If you hear some noises that are not my voice or my background music, there is a party going on downstairs. I live above a bar and they're having some live music. So if you hear any singing, that is not me, that is outside. Second disclaimer of the video, it is currently the 10th of July. This is going to be a June wrap-up and a July budgets video. And I want to make sure to tell you that my July budget is not working for me this month. I realized I've forgotten some bills that I had to pay, so I made sure to make a new list of every bill that I have. And I'm currently using Google Drive, Google Excel to keep track of all my bills. I do still have the little photo album for my spending, but I won't be showing it this video because it's really not that relevant at the moment. But yeah, let's just get right into it. So as I just said, we're going to start with my wrap up for June. Let's just start with the fixed expenses and see how I did. As you can see, I marked some things in red and in green to really see where I went over or stayed under my budget. So just to refresh you guys, we had a budget of 3,400 euros this month, which is a lot for me. I'm going to point that out right now. July is going to be a lot less, and that is my actual pay, just so you know. But let's start with the fixed expenses. I did, of course, make the mistake of adding it in the wrong category over here. These are actually variable expenses, which I accidentally set under fixed. So keep that in mind. So as you guys can see, my bills were actually the bills that I had to pay. I don't have any additional surprise bills for the month, so those are in green because that was the exact amount that I had to pay. Then up next we have my groceries, which I had a budget of 270 euros for, and I spent 238 euros and 2 cents. So it was actually under budget. Every euro that I had left, I actually sent towards my savings account for my holiday because I'm going on 2 vacations this year and I'm still desperate to get some savings in. Then we have gifts, which I went a little over because I did forget that it was also Father's Day, so I had to buy something for my dad, and that is included in that as well. Then we have beauty. I was supposed to go under, but I needed new makeup. I actually needed it. That would be an excuse normally. I needed new makeup, but this, I actually needed this. All my foundations were gone and all my concealers were gone, so I really desperately needed some new makeup. But that's ordered now, and I actually got that in a few days ago. So I went over 11 euros and 38 cents. Then for my sport, it's my gym membership. I pay 65 euros. That's the new amount. I actually budgeted for the old amount, but the new amount is what I'm going to be paying every month. I think next month I have included it in my bills as well, instead of as an extra expense. Then for eating out, I went over budget quite by a lot. The only reason I went over budget is because we had a festival this month, and I totally forgot about it. So everything that I spent there went for my eating out budget. That meant that in the first two days of June, I'd already spent every single euro in that budget. So that's yeah, that's that amount. And lastly, we have my car, my gas. I went over because I had to, on the last day of my paycheck, I had to go and fill up my car. So that's that amount as well. Unfortunately, that means I went over. I spent 2,046 euros and 75 cents. So that's about, let's see, 80 euros over, just about. So it's not too bad, but I went over by quite a bit. Then over here are my variable expenses. I didn't spend that much. Well, okay, I lied. So we had the bachelorette party. I saved 90 euros for that. I only paid 7.75, and the rest was paid by the organization. And I paid her back afterwards, but that's actually in my July budget. So you will find that on my budget for next month. And for the wedding outfit, I budgeted 140 euros, but I spent 59.95 for this month. I still have to go looking for shoes, a bag, and some jewelry. I have bought that now, so that is in my budget for this month. And lastly, I didn't have a budget for shopping. I did spend some money, so this amount could have been so much lower, but I did spend some money on shopping. So instead of the 230 euros I budgeted, I only spent 132.69 cents. Even though that is about 100 euros below what I was gonna spend, I'm still kind of upset about it because this shouldn't have happened if I didn't have the budget for it. But it did, so, there's nothing we can do about it now. So this section is my debt section. That is everything I had to pay off for this month. And as you can see, everything is green. That's because I paid off the exact amount that I budgeted for. There was no surprise costs anywhere, so that is amazing. So that difference is 0. Lastly, I had my savings. I wanted to save 150 euros for the baby steps, number 1, which is an emergency fund of 1,000 euros. And I actually saved for my holiday. I sold some items on Vinted, and that is the money that I was able to get from that, and an additional 5 euros from my lottery win. So I was able to save 59 euros for my holiday fund. So that was, even though I went over here, so I made it red, that is actually good. I should have made this red then, by that logic, but, first time for everything. Then if we look at the total income versus total expense, we can see there's a difference of 10 euros and 16 cents positive. So I went ahead and used that money and transferred it to my vacation fund as well. Just to give it a little bit of extra. I want to do that every month that I have something left, only in groceries or in my general account. Then I want to use that money to transfer it to my holiday fund. So that was my overview for June. Even though I did spend a lot in things that I maybe shouldn't have spent, I'm actually happy because I was under budget. I was only in the red in the last day or two, so I don't have too much of a pay for extra overdraft fees or anything. I think that was 1 cent for this month, so I'm actually really happy with that. And without further ado, we're just gonna hop right into my July budget. So here we have my July budget. As you guys can see, there's already some things in red, which is not good, but we're just gonna hop straight in, and we're gonna start with my income for this month. So my paycheck this month was $21.04.76. That is a normal amount for me, right? So this is my normal pay that I get every month. I am paid monthly, so I only budget once per month. I get an additional 100 euros from my parents and my grandparents every month, and I had a negative starting amount on my bank, so I immediately paid that off as well. Then for other income, I included my Vinted Pay, which was going to come guaranteed because I'd already sold that and I had transferred that to my bank account, which I was still waiting for. But I also included later on that I won 7 euros and 50 cents in the lottery as well. And I had to receive back 39 euros from my best friend, which I paid something for, and she was going to transfer the money back to me, which she has done now. So this amount is all accounted for. That brings us to a total of 2,239 euros and 27 cents. While looking back at this budget, I realized I made a few mistakes. So I don't get this money until halfway through the month. So if I'm counting on having this money in the bank, the 100 euros, I'm going to miss out. That's what's happening now. I'm not getting an extra 50 euros until the 15th, and I'm going to go in the negative on the 14th. So I'm going to take some money from my emergency fund and put it in my bank, just to make sure I don't get that overdraft fee again. This month I had an overdraft fee of 1 cent, as I told you before. Let's hop into my fixed expenses. So as you can see, I do have to say I think my fixed expenses are quite high. My fixed expenses every month are 1,236 euros and 1 cent. Not included the phone bill that I forgot. So that an additional 25 euros and 78 cents is going to be added to that. I have looked into canceling some subscriptions, but I've been really doubtful of doing that because I use everything pretty much. I did cancel my FMV subscription, but they have a 3-month cancellation. So that won't be returning starting the 1st of October. So keep that in mind. So that should be becoming less once that falls away. I included which month the payment was. As you can see here, these were still for June and these were for July. I want to start making a month ahead fund, but it's really difficult for me to get those things in perspective. So I've decided to wait with doing that. And I tracked everything. Every tick in green over here is when something has been paid. So I looked into my bank account and I can see that my insurance has been paid, so let's take that off. My streaming has partly been paid because I did pay for my Netflix, so I'm just going to tick that off right now. My credit card has been paid, and my iCloud, I got an email that the payment has been accepted by PayPal, so that should be paid off within the next few days. Next we have my debt payment that I did this month. I actually wanted to do more than I was able to do, and I'll tell you why. For the income tax that I have to pay back, I wanted to pay double this month because I figured I want to get that out as soon as possible. So instead of the usual 60 euros, I paid 120, which I'm really happy with. But because I forgot that I had to pay my phone bill, I was not able to transfer this 61 euros and 14 cents to my student debt. I needed this money to actually stay out of the negative. The same goes for the Vinted Pay that I will show you later on. And as I said before, I had an overdraft from my bank, which was 1 cent, which I did not budget. It's always really low when it does happen. I'm trying really hard now to not have it happen. Before I was like, oh, it doesn't matter if I overdraft because it's only going to be like between 0 and 50 cents overdraft fee, but every 50 cents every month does add up. So I decided to stop doing that and actually look into my budget. So that's why I'm doing this. Up next, we have my variable expenses. As you can see, one of them was already filled out. That is the bachelorette party. From this budget, I did put aside 54 euros and 12 cents, in addition to the 90 that I already saved. So that was the total amount that I had to pay. It's been paid off. I sent it to her sister. Everything has been paid for now. So that sinking fund is totally gone. In addition to that, I added 30 euros to the wedding outfit fund, which I have now bought my shoes from. My shoes were $29.99, so that amount bought my shoes. Then I looked at my regular spendings. So I added 80 euros to my car things. That includes my gas for my car, parking, and gas for my scooter that I have. I don't really use my car that often. Currently it's just standing somewhere parked. But I wanted to make sure that I had the money to fill up my car if I did need it. So that's what that money is for. Then for activities, I am going to disappoint you guys. I only added in 39 euros because I thought I only had a festival ticket to buy. But I also bought a new bingo ticket. And I spent some extra money at the bingo 2 weeks ago. So that I already went over for that budget. Then in addition, I did 100 euros for eating out, 75 for beauty, 50 for gifts, 40 for shopping, and 250 for groceries. My 250 euros for groceries is actually has actually helped me keep on track every month so far. This is the third month that I'm doing 250 euros for groceries this month. And last month I actually had 25 euros left over. So I'm definitely happy with how that is going, because I used to spend so much on groceries, like 350 euros, because I just didn't care. And now I'm actually looking to get things that are on sale, or that actually finish up what I have in my home before going out to buy some new stuff. So this total amount comes to 716 euros. So I also have this all in my Google Drive document, which I will show you in a minute after I show you guys my savings. So let's hop over to savings. They are kind of small, and they also include my sinking funds for the first time ever. So initially I wanted to pay off the baby step one. I only had 150 euros left, but I realized that I was not able to do that this month. So instead, I decided to include 20 euros for my baby step number one, and send my Vinted amount to my vacation fund. I have not been able to do this yet because of my mistakes. So I will be doing that at the end of the month when I do have it left over, because I will have it left over. And I will definitely transfer that money to my vacation fund. Then I also included 20 euros into household sinking fund, because I wanted to get some new towels. And I added 10 euros to a beauty sinking fund because I want to buy some new hair products. So that's what I did for this month. So far, the thing that is not working for me is how I did my bills, and how I calculated my budget on the entire amount that I was going to be receiving by the month. I've since realized that I should just use my paycheck as my budget, and that every extra euro I get should go to my savings or my debt pay. So that's what I'm going to be doing for next month. So this is already lesson learned after the second month of doing this. So yeah, this is how I've set up my budget for this month. I realized it may have been a little bit of a strange video to see it like this. But hopefully I will be able to do this live for you next month. Because this month I really wanted to make sure that I was doing it the way I wanted to do it before getting it all on video for you guys. So hopefully I will be able to make a video for you where I will actually go through everything and write everything down. Like I said last video, I'm not doing cash budgeting because it's really hard to get specific bills here. You can only, from the ATM, you can only get 20 euros and 50 euros. And there's no bank anymore here, so I would have to go out of my way to go to the bank. And on top of that, it's really hard to deposit your money after you have subtracted it. So depositing money to your bank account actually costs 6 euros per deposit, I believe. It's really ridiculous, so I will not be doing that. Maybe for my sinking funds eventually, that I will be able to take out some money of my bank account, but I'm thinking I'm going to be a cashless budgeter. So since I keep forgetting some bills, I decided to write down everything that is going out and if it's been paid for that month. This includes my overdraft fee, Netflix, insurance, Spotify, everything. It also includes health insurance, which I don't pay for. My parents pay for that. I know that I'm very lucky. I also know that I'm 27 years old and I should be paying my own health insurance. But it's 168 euros and 50 cents every month that I just can't miss right now. So my parents have agreed to keep paying that for me, which I'm eternally grateful for. I also included my yearly costs, which is the little Y over here. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in a little bit. So the Y's over here are my yearly costs, which are my credit card costs. I pay for my credit card once a year. to be able to use it, which is 19 euros and 80 cents. It's paid in February, so this year has already been paid for. And I got an email from Nintendo that my Nintendo Online subscription is going to be ending soon. So I included that for my July, because that is going to be paid for, I think, the 30th or something like that. So I need to remember to pay that, so that's why I included that over there. If it's in the green, it's already been budgeted for this month. If it's yellow, it's not paid and not budgeted for. As you can see, there's also some red over here, which is the FNV costs, which have been cancelled, so those won't be paying for in November and December. I think it's also October that I don't have to pay for it anymore, but I will check that out first. So that is my video for July, my July budget. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. It would mean the world to me. I saw that quite a few people actually watched my first video, which I'm really excited about, even though my video is probably stupid. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being here, and hopefully I'll see you guys soon with a budget update. Bye!